Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Liberty Woods Guy. Quick little update with what's going on here in the markets. Bitcoin has been taking a bath since it hit its high of about 110 recently. And as you can see in these charts, we got fear and disbelief here. So some people think it's over. I, however, do not. I think we're about actually ready to start the second run. And in this video, I will show you why. So here's times in the past where we've had bull traps, and during a reaccumulation phase, they manipulate the market down as low as they possibly can, and then they buy as much as they can during this time period before they pump it way up. And you can see it happen again last year. And now, as you can see, we're in a very similar pattern where it happened again. We had the lowest wick in history where it dropped $16,000 and rallied back $14,000. Yesterday's candle was $10,000. And so, yeah, we got lots to talk about. So on to the next one here. Interestingly enough, we have coins that are made in the USA. So these are the coins I would focus on if you're new to investing, and if you're not new to investing, I would still focus on these coins because these are the coins that our government is going to promote. So as you can see yesterday, when we bounced back and roared up $10,000, we created a CME futures gap because the regular markets aren't open on the weekends. So when it pumped on Sunday, most likely the big boys will want to pull the market back to close that gap before going higher, and that's what this chart's showing. So here we go. Here's the news of why it pumped yesterday and why it did here. It says, I love the genius. This is from Eric Trump on a post on X. I love the genius of announcing strategic reserve on Sunday when traditional markets are closed and Wall Street sleeps. For the first time, retail investors win. Traditional finance better catch up or it will quickly become extinct. The world no longer runs on a Monday to Friday 9 to 5 schedule. And here's the tweet that set it off by Mr. Donald Trump himself. A U.S. crypto reserve will elevate this critical industry after years of corrupt attacks by the Biden administration, which is my executive order on digital assets directed to the Presidential Working Group to move forward on a crypto strategic reserve that includes XRP, Solana, ADA, which is Cardano, and I'll make sure the U.S. is the crypto capital of the world. We are making America great again. And then he followed it up with a Trump tweet later on that said, and obviously Bitcoin and Ethereum are valuable cryptocurrencies, will also be in the heart of the reserve. I also love Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is huge, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not in crypto, or if you are in crypto, Trump just gave you a hint at which coins will probably pump the most and be supported by the government. Could also have tax benefits, as in potentially no capital gains tax on these assets for buying and selling and trading them. So this is huge. Bitcoin surged $10,000. ETH surged yesterday. XRP was up 30%. Solana was up 20%. Cardano was up as much as 80%. And one day, you could have bought Cardano a couple days ago for 60 cents a coin. Yesterday surged almost double that, all the way up to like $1.15. So interesting. So back in 2021, you had this pattern where it was bouncing around, and this is the Bitcoin versus the alt season index. So what we're seeing is alts are about to take off. Bitcoin is now established. The altcoins are established, and the ones that have been mentioned will be the strongest, and those are the ones that I would recommend putting in your portfolio. Of course, none of this is financial advice, but he just gave you the list of what you really should accumulate the most of. and there will be more to follow, but those are the ones to start. There is a meeting on Friday where they will talk more about it. Here's that representation of what happened yesterday. There's always these wicks where the whales sell their coins, beat the price down as much as they can, and look what happens right after that wick. It gets bought back up, and boom, right after that, pump. Here it happened again in 2024, sold off, everybody panics, whales buy it back up, boom, pumps to the moon. Sold off again back in September, right before the election, pump back up, they knew what was coming, boom. Just happened yesterday. Sold off big time, everybody panicked, down to 78, pumped it back up. What do we think is going to happen next? Yeah, I'll tell you what's going to happen next. We're going to pump. That's what I believe. New all-time highs coming soon. Altcoins are about to take off. Here we go. Alt season 2017, 150x. Alt season 2021, 40x. Alt season 2025, yet to be determined. We'll see how many X's we can get out of that, but we will do well. And here you can see a chart where the altcoins versus Bitcoin. This doesn't include Bitcoin or Ethereum, so these are all the other altcoins, and they've been trailing down in this falling wedge, and falling wedges tend to break to the upside, and we have broken out as of yesterday. Matter of fact, it was up $279 billion in one day. That's some serious money flowing in, folks. Serious money. Here's another chart where we get to oversold, and every time we do, on the RSI, boom, 56% pump. Oversold on RSI in March, boom, 50% pump. September of 2023, oversold, boom, 40% pump. Oversold again, July of last year, boom, pump, 13%. Oversold again just before September, 17% pump. And then a far bigger one after that in November. Here we are again, oversold, boom, pump. So, let's see what happens next. Oh, here's where Trump is talking about and hinting at potentially 0% capital gains on crypto investments. Now, he's talked about it with Bitcoin and possibly Ethereum in specific, and maybe some of these other U.S.-made coins, but it could be on a lot. Anyway, pay attention because that is a big deal. You can make money and not have to pay taxes on your gains. What a great investment. Here we go. We've got the first alt season in 2018. You can see beaten down, hits the line, boom, pumps up. Second alt season in 2021. Beaten down, hits the line, pump, boom, all the way up. Where are we at again? Getting ready for the third alt season. We just hit the line, retested it, had that scam wick from yesterday, pumped back up, and here we go, getting ready for a major altcoin season where the altcoins will outpace Bitcoin. 2023, you can see the pattern, pumps up, bounces around, boom, breaks out. Pumps up, bounces around, 2024, boom, breaks out. Here we are, 2025, pumps up, bounces around. You can see what happens next. We break up. Where do we break up to? Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. Here we are with the overall cycle, and what you can see is once you hit the bottom of the bear market, you have an accumulation period, and this is thanks to Crypto Rover, thank you. Trend emergence, momentum builds, you have a shakeout, and then you have the first sentiment of extreme joy, and then you have the first sell-off, which is what we just experienced, into a bear trap. They're trying to make people think the market is over, the bull run is over, go home, sell all your coins, panic, so they can buy it as cheap as they can, because the truth is, supply and demand, there's not more than 21 million Bitcoin, and matter of fact, there's a whole lot less of it now. Michael Saylor, almost personally, with his company, MicroStrategy holds almost 500,000 of those himself. 4 or 5 million of them have been lost, and governments, including the United States government, is talking about buying Bitcoin, potentially 5 million Bitcoin. No, actually it's 1 million. Excuse me. It's 5% of the total supply. 1 million Bitcoin over the next 5 years. That is what is on the table. So, after that bear trap, what happens? Boom, we go into an renewed optimism, breaking into new all-time highs. FOMO, there's a fear of missing out. They want to jump on the train. Euphoria, where everybody and their monkeys can trade crypto, and then we go into the next bear market. That's what's coming. So you can see we've gone into this accumulation zone. We pumped up, and now it's dropped off. We had the wick, the scam wick, where it's being manipulated. We've pumped back into the expansion phase. What's coming next? You know it. We're breaking out. Now here's what we're talking about. Here's where I tell you where we're going potentially, in my opinion. Pi cycle. We've talked about this before. How every time in the last 3 cycles, when the pi cycle crosses, when the orange number becomes greater than the green number, 97 becomes greater than 149, that average crosses above, that is the end of the cycle. Right now, to make that happen, the price has to get above that green number, 149,511. So my target for the end of this year, 150 to 175. Now I could adjust that up as this pi cycle keeps continuing on. And speaking of pi, I had told you guys, and some people listen, some of my friends listened, some didn't, some thought I was crazy, that you could mine this coin by just hitting this button every day, once a day. That's all you had to do. Get on your phone, hit the button, watch a little advertisement, and sometimes you didn't even have to. You can just skip the advertisement. But that coin was just released like a week ago. PiCoin? Yeah, that's right, PiCoin. It's a real thing now. It's traded as low as 60. It came out at like $2. It dropped all the way down to like 60 cents. And then it's rallied clear back up to almost $3. And what I've seen from predictions is by the end of the year, it could be anywhere between $50 and $100. I have a friend that listened to my advice, got on, and mined it, and I've been mining it for 5 or 6 years, almost from the beginning of when it came out. So I've accumulated a few coins myself. But he mined it, and he actually has more than I do. And he has thousands of these coins. And now they were almost worth, yesterday or the day before, they were $2.91, almost $3 a coin. So out of nothing, just by hitting a button every day, the guy potentially made more than $10,000. Now, if it goes up to $100 a coin, and let's say he has 1,000 coins, he'd make $100,000. For what? Just hitting a button once a day. Not that I know what I'm talking about all the time, but sometimes it's good to listen to what I have to say. Anyway, the last thing I will say is those 5 coins we talked about, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and Cardano. Those are your 5 coins to focus on for this bull run. Now, Friday, they have a big meeting talking about if they're going to add any more of those coins. I am also hedging some of my investments in Filecoin because I like that one, and that is another USA-made coin. Last time it